If we talk about globalization and India, we would be updating on the India's status actually in a globalized world. So, what is the role of India in this globalization? How does India benefit from this globalization? How globalization has impacted India, and how India has behaved with this globalization? How much benefit India has been able to get from this globalization? So these are the things which comes to my mind when I talk about the globalization and India. So if we look at a historical perspective of this aspect, as we have already talked in this course, that globalization is not new for India. India was one of the apex epicenter of world trade, and it accounted for a very large chunk of world trade. Almost up to 25% of the world trade was accounted for by India at one time, when in its golden time. So in old time, India was a major player in the globalization because of its largest share in the world in the global trade. Uh, at the second number was China, which was the major contributor to the world economy in those times. So India and China together contributed almost uh, more than 35% of the world GDP at that time. So these two countries controlled major chunk of world business and economic globalization of that time. So this is really very strange, as I had explained earlier, that in the 18th century, at the start of 18th century, the Asian countries and the countries in Middle East were equally or maybe more stronger than the European empires at that time. But as I explained to you, the difference of thinking was there, because of which the European empires benefited. India's role in the world trade drastically reduced over last few centuries. I've explained this point earlier, that the difference in thinking between the Asian countries' rulers, the Middle East countries' rulers, they did not admit that there are many things in the world which they don't know and they need to know. So they did not benefit from the exploration of the world, which was done by European empires, and they really benefited. So that was a big change in the power equation of the world. So that was the point where India's role in the world trade started drastically reducing, and it has reduced drastically over the last 2 centuries. Post World War II, Western countries led the modern globalization. They were already very strong. And why they were strong? Because they were looking for new knowledge. They embraced science, they embraced geography, they embraced sociology, they embraced history. So they really worked hard. They really worked hard on these things. They focused on these acquiring these kind of knowledges. So they uh, agreed on the fact that there is lot to learn for the humankind, which did not happen actually in Asian countries. It did not happen in the Middle Eastern countries. So that was the reason that post World War II Western countries led to the modern globalization. Technologically, they were already very strong because of this reason. China actually, in recent time, China has caught up with the world and is effectively contributing to the world trade and is a major contributor in the modern globalization. Because China is at present is enjoying the status of the factory of the world today. So the status which was enjoyed by UK at some time, that status is now with China. So in 1979 reforms, the China reforms started, which were very far-sighted reforms and supported by the uh, politics of US as well as the corporate world of US. They supported these changes in China. They developed very strong international supply chains which originated from China. And today, as we know, that the world's out of the world's top 10 seaports, 9 are located in China. So these kind of supply chains were developed with the help of US and Western countries. And they also benefited from this uh, arrangement. So what actually has happened that in recent time, the the uh, the status which was enjoyed by India and China, it got it came back actually to China, but not to India. That status came back to China, but not to India. So, and this process is happening. India is trying to regain its glory. The one of the reason why India did not benefit probably is because the country realized the need for embracing this globalization quite late. So India's globalization effectively started in 1991 when the financial situation of India was really very bad. So if we talk of the post-independence India in a globalized world, India was largely isolated from world until 1991. So till 1991, India did not take any lesson from even country like China, which had already started their liberalization, privatization, and globalization, the reforms in 1979, almost 12 years before India started. So India actually started its LPG post 1991. That was the time when India actually realized that it is required for India. India need to embrace the globalization. Otherwise, India would have been a failed state actually by this time. This strategy before 1991 of a closed economy really damaged India's economy very badly. So that was quite a long time post independence 1947 until 1991, almost 44 years. So India took a, this decision of embracing the globalization, the modern globalization, after a gap of almost 44 years. That's quite a long time, very, very long time. So that was the major mistake which was done by India. So India's share in the world trade in 2006 stood at 1.2% only. I mean, you can see the situation of the country. It was so bad in a even after the LPG started in 1991, and 2.7% in 2002. Right. Today, India's share in the world trade stands at 2.1%. So still, India has not been able to benefit from the modern globalization, but it is trying. In recent times, India was world's fastest growing large economy. So there are signs that India is catching up. Only thing is that the this catching up is too late. Actually, India was a major FDI destination for world investors recently. So as reported in Times of India in 2015. So there is a lot of investments which are coming to India. India's rank in ease of doing business ranking is improving steadily in recent times. So there are certain signs which indicate that maybe India is on the right path now, and perhaps it may regain its lost glory centuries back. India is a India is today having a vibrant startup culture, probably better than even China. In many sectors, India is better than China actually. For example, if you look at the pharmaceutical line, or if you look at the automobile sector, in many sector or even IT sector, India has got better strength than even China in some certain sectors. Now, India is a major receiver of remittances, mainly by the Indians who are working abroad. So that is also good sign, that India is able to export its people and its labor to work abroad and not only send money but also improve their skills. So these things are happening, but we should also look from the point of view of the present situation, which is a very unprecedented global situation during COVID-19. What is happening is that the image of China reduced, has come down drastically. It has been damaged drastically for different many reasons. One of the reason is that the although it was not the fault of China that the COVID-19 virus actually originated from China. So there is a allegation by the world that China could not contain it at the very beginning, and the reaction of Chinese government was not really very good uh, when this pandemic started in a place called Wuhan in China. Secondly, uh, after this incident of Wuhan, when the world is suffering from COVID-19, and somehow China could escape from the vagaries of this pandemic. So China is embracing expansionist policy. So China has been claiming territories in all its directions. So it is trying to to push the world. It is trying to show its hegemony to different countries of the world. So what is happening is that the image of China is getting damaged, and it is also observed that many of the large companies, they are planning to get out from Chinese market for production as well as for other economic role. So this is a great opportunity for India actually at present. So next 2, 3, 4 years will be very, very, uh, you know, uh, will be a big test for India actually. These coming few years will be a big test for India if India can actually benefit from this situation. And how will India prepare itself to capture this opportunity, and how the world will behave, how the world investors will behave, how the corporate world, of the global business, in sitting in financial centers like London or New York, how is it going to react to this situation, and will they be interested to invest in India? Will they be interested to invest in the new international supply chains and logistics, which probably originate from the Indian ports? So if those things are going to happen, the India's role in the modern globalization will increase drastically if that happens.